We're really a senior-heavy team.
Over the 4 years, he won 3 out of the 4 Mudsock Awards.
We graduate, a huge class of great seniors. Ethan Meyer was a standout.
We won 3 out of the 4 conference championships.
It wasn't only him, it was Alex and also I'd say Thomas. Those 3 kind of really stood out.
Senior year, we won the sectional, regional, and semi-state.
Over the past, 4 years, a lot of them have grown and kind of closed that gap to those 3. Well, their freshman year, right before conference, we were getting ready to do just stretching, all this stuff, and then Thomas, they were, the senior class that year was jacking around. So I yelled at him, I said, hey, time to do some core, and Thomas yelling, yay, core. So then I ripped into him, kicked everybody out of practice, and then after that time we had conference the next Saturday, and that's kind of where the team started going on this role where we've been on for 4 years, where they won conference hands down. They weren't supposed to. HSE was supposed to win. Then we finished second state that year. Then the following year fourth, and second again, and third this past year. So I mean, basically, it's just the whole 4 years of having them here, and just how they've, the leadership they've had both on and off the course, and also how they've kind of set up so the classes behind them now know what to expect and kind of build upon what they've done.
My name is Drew Smith. My cross country PR is 15:57, and I'm a part of the class of 2020. I mean, yeah, I already knew most of them from Riverside. A couple were from FGH, but again, as soon as I got to know them, they were, super easy to talk to, super funny, and always willing to help me out. The senior class this year is so large, and they have so many outstanding runners and leaders.
My name is Jake Bratton, and I'm a part of the class of 2019.
My name is Hunter Christie, and I am in the class of 2019, and my PR is 8:34. You wanted my 5K time. That was my mile. 17:34.
My name is Ethan Meyer. My PR is a 15:39, and I'm a part of the class of 2019.
My name is Alex Meyer, and my PR is 15:52. And I'm a part of the class of 2019.
My name is Thomas Breeledge. My PR was 16:10, and I'm a part of the class of 2019.
Back in elementary school, the only sport was like track and field in 4th grade, and I was a really active kid. And I started out playing soccer at like the Y, and I just like the endurance side of soccer. So then I kind of translated it back into running, and eventually throughout the years I kind of wasn't as good at the other sports, and I found like running is like more of like a passion, so I kind of just settled with that.
For me, what kind of started getting me into running was junior high. I kind of just gave up on basketball and soccer and just decided to focus on track and cross, and just kind of found a niche with it and just went from there.
I started my running career in 4th grade during the Guys 5K, and Matt Harris was the all-star at the time, and I ended up beating him that race, and that's when I knew I was a distance runner.
Our team chemistry this year was pretty great. The seniors, I felt, did a great job of including the underclassmen, not just in the locker room, but in activities outside the sport. Like we always went to play volleyball at Billericay, Newcomb, and we always invited everybody that we could to increase the team bonding. Team goal this season, basically the same as it is every season, is to win state.
I wanted to be top 12 and make it on the podium.
As a team, our goal's always been to win state. And
Most of our team knew that we had that goal.
As a team, we knew that we had a lot of talent, especially coming back from last year, only losing a few key seniors on the team. So going into the state meet, we knew that we had a lot of potential to place first or top 3 at least.
Leading up to state, we won the sectional, regional, and semi-state meets, all by a pretty comfortable margin. The conditions weren't really perfect for any of these meets, so considering that, I would say it definitely boosted our confidence going into state.
Really just kind of told us like, hey guys, like you just really gotta like take it a meet at a time, and you can't really just look at the state meet and think everything's gonna go well. Control what you can control, and you know, you really can't predict what the other team's gonna do. You just gotta go out there and race your own race.
And I feel like our team responded to that really well. We won the next 3 meets after he said that. So going into the state meet, I was pretty confident in our group.
Go out there and run the way you've been trained. I mean, there's no point. At that point, my job is done. Anything I can say can just ruin it. So you just go out there and say, do what you've been trained to do for the past, you know, a lot of cases, in their cases, past 4 years. And whatever's happened will happen.
For the first early part of the race, I think one thing our team does well is get out.
If you see him, tell me, say middle.
I see Quinn Gallagher. Let's go, Ryan!
I see Nick. He's got a blue shirt, doesn't he?
I don't see him.
Huh? Oh, yeah.
I think the race got off to a pretty fast start for almost everybody, and I'd say a big part of that was because of the adrenaline that everybody was feeling.
Like the first couple of Ks, we were just in the lead comfortably.
Most of our guys were up in the top 60, which is unprecedented.
Me and Alex Meyer, we stayed back a little bit, and then he started to push ahead, and he's the one that I really wanted to stick with for the majority of the race, so I went up ahead with him.
We still kind of held on to the lead, and I think at 3K of that we were up in 20. Yeah, we were still up in the race, and
In first place as a team.
I don't really know like how anybody else on my team's doing, how anybody else on any other team's doing. You see a guy in front of you, you just gotta try passing him.
Yeah, we finished 3rd. Cathedral beat us by 4, and Carmel beat us by 14. Yeah, to this day it's still extremely disappointing. I'm not gonna lie, I shed a couple tears after I heard the results, but yeah, it hurt. When Coach told us what he heard the unofficial results were, it kind of tore at me.
We came up a little bit short, but that's not to say that this team was definitely one of the most successful we've ever had.
He told us that we got 3rd, and it was one of those things that you didn't want to hear it, but it was another thing of like, you have to be proud of what we accomplished, just kind of overall, because you can't really just look at that one day and say, okay, like the season's over, like, you know, you got 3rd, you didn't win the state meet, but for us, it was kind of just a grand scheme of things, and it was a really close meet too, and that's kind of just what made it a little bit harder, but overall, I think, you know, you gotta be proud of what we were able to do that day.
I think we all felt like we were the best team there, and just to be just so close to the top and just barely fall short, it hurt all of us.
Your class had been kind of working towards, and it wasn't their goal, but it was kind of the prize for all their hard work. Unfortunately, we came up 14 points short. It was really great to see, you know, not only were Thomas, Alex, and Ethan there, but then you also had Jared Halamka in the top 7, which was his first year to ever compete top 7, and also Dylan Arrive. So, I mean, just how they kind of regrouped was really great to watch. For me, I was just pleased because I thought we ran the best that we could. I mean, we did. I mean, you probably run that meet 10 times. We probably win 3 or 4 of them. Carmel wins 3 or 4 of them. Cathedral wins 3 or 4 of them. That is just happened to be the one running where we don't finish first. We finished 3rd. So I was extremely proud of them. I think for some of the seniors, I think there was disappointment in that immediate moment. But I think as they kind of look back, I think that disappointment kind of went away, and they were proud of what they had accomplished in these 4 years. Especially, I mean, Ethan finished 9th, and, you know, I mean, led us to a 3rd place finish, and the year before we finished 2nd, you know what I mean? So, I mean, there's nothing to be disappointed about.
As a class, I feel like we want to leave behind the legacy of making the podium every year.
I think one of the biggest things we want to leave behind as seniors is overall as a class. I think not only being one of the most accomplished, I think just overall as like a character kind of class. Always kind of known for doing the right thing.
Kind of looking ahead to the future of the class of 2019, I definitely see a lot of things. And something that kind of worries me just with what we set up was, you know, maintaining these friendships that we made. These guys are my best friends, and, you know, I could look back at my mileage chart, but I think it's somewhere around like 4,000 to 5,000 miles we've run together. We worked together, we faced consequences, we faced doubts, and we did all that together. And I think as a group that kind of made us stronger, and in the future I know we'll be together again, because I think we've always talked about making it a priority that in the summers we'll run together, and when we're in town together we'll definitely meet up and try and, you know, get a jog in for whoever's still somewhat in shape. The class of 2019 isn't done until we say we're done, and all of us are gonna, you know, go our separate ways, but we'll always share the 4 years we've had together here.